Hi guys, this is Serial aka Serial Verify. You're welcome to the Cloud Journey HQ, and today I have a very special session today, which is about the top 10 Azure Cloud projects for you to get started with as a beginner into cloud. Okay, so before we dive right into this, I just want to appreciate your support for the subscription. Um, I've been able to get about 8,000. I was able to get about 5,000 US dollars worth of Azure credits to pursue this journey, right? And then I will be doing a tiny giveaway to just few members of the subscriber based on some criterias. However, I currently have about um, three freebies ready. So the freebies are going to be on GitHub Premium or Enterprise Access. I also have some free tips or freebies on Azure credits. And lastly, I also have freebies on Office 365 accounts. So I already have so many freebies on this subscription, which I just got granted upon by the Microsoft Startup Founder Hub, and I'll be giving these as well for my loyal subscribers. So you just need to do something real quick for me, and which is just for you to support my journey in cloud journey on my YouTube channel. Then once you've done that, uh, when we can proceed going forward. So we already have a YouTube channel, which is this. I believe everyone has this channel. Uh, the YouTube channel, which is the Cloud Journey HQ, is a very amazing platform where I train people on cloud related programs. So you can see, yes, so we are actually going this channel. We are going to train people more on infrastructure as code, platform as service, software as service. We currently have about 20 videos on this, and we are going to increase more videos. And in fact, I currently started creating playlist channel. So in case you also are wondering, we have a playlist channel, which is our first playlist on web hosting. Then we also have shorts. This is just more like a short storyline about our cloud journey, right? Okay, so this is just a briefing on how this journey has been growing lately, and I'm looking forward to sharing more tips on how we could proceed going forward. So let's dive right into today's major concern. Okay, hi, welcome back. So this is um my GitHub channel, and this is my GitHub link. I have this repo where I dropped Azure Cloud project. So I'm gonna send you this link as well, the shortcut where you could actually access this particular link. So for those of you trying to start up projects, you could actually just click on this link and see some of the basic projects that you can actually start up with if you have the Azure credit subscription on maybe your account. All right, so here is a simple repository where I drop Azure projects. So I was able to come up with about 10 major projects that you could actually use to get started into Azure cloud computing. And the first one is simple website hosting with Azure App Service. So I also have more like the methodology, or should I say the steps on how to get started with this. So this is more like you trying to build a website. Um, Trying to host a web page or websites rather on the Microsoft App Service, which is more like I think it's similar to the AWS Beanstalk, right? So AWS Beanstalk has the same environment where you could actually host your websites, right? So yeah, so this is it. And you can actually host your website on this particular platform by navigating to the Azure App Service. Then you can configure by creating your subscription, your source group. You can get the runtime stack you need, your .NET, your Node.js, Python, and stuff, right? Then you can deploy a website through GitHub, Azure Repo, and the rest. I'm going to do some of this project in subsequent videos. So these subsequent videos should help us to navigate through on how to get started with these as well. So I'm going to do demo project on each of these projects, and I think it's going to help us in the long run. So the next one here in our list is to create a virtual network and secure it with the NSG. So should you have a VM, for example, a virtual machine, you could actually create a virtual network and secure it with your Nest network security group by kind of associating it with um, a particular IP for the source region. So if you don't want anyone to access your VM anywhere in the world, you could actually just say, okay, I want this particular IP address to access my virtual machine. By creating an inbound rule with a priority of your own choice, and also declaring that inbound rule to listen to a particular port. Right, you could say I want you to listen to this port 3389 or SSH 22, but then you could actually still give it a customized port number if you want. So we're going to do more like a simple demo on how to get started with creating a virtual network, um, giving the CIDR address space for the subnet, and we then create a network security group to just do this simple demo from Azure portal. The third one I have here is to deploy a virtual machine and install software using Azure Virtual Extension, VM extension. So actually, this is one very important side of virtual machine. So you don't necessarily need to log on to the machine for you to install applications, right? You can actually install applications right from your extension environment. By then, you could actually create some custom scripts and add them to a particular blob storage in your storage account. So when you add the PS1 file via custom script, it tends to run this script via PowerShell on your virtual machine. Then it installs the application for you right on your VM. So you don't really need to access the VM or RDP or SSH into this VM. All right, so we're going to do this walkthrough how to probably install IIS or how to install some other script some other applications like Apache or Nginx right from on your machine without you logging into it. Um, like you have the steps here. In this case here, we just to configure the machines running, right? Create an inbound rule depending on the Windows. Then you're going to then use custom script, like I said earlier, to install the software. Okay, yeah, they gave Apache and Nginx. Okay, and we connect to the VM and see if it's truly installed. All right, so the next one, which is the fourth project we also can do as a beginner in Azure, is to set up a blob storage for file storage and management. So you can actually create a storage account, then you create a blob storage where you could actually try to share resources in the container for the blob, and you could actually upload, download resources from the blob, and this also gives you ability to either use AZ copy to retrieve these files or transfer these files from one end of blob storage to the other end. Then we can actually still create file share just like a cider. So create this file share, then we can probably mount this file share on our local machine or our virtual machine, so we can see how file share can be mapped as a network drive on our system. So we're going to try to do this project. It's very important as well. How to create a blob storage and how to probably access this blob storage from anywhere in our Azure portal and map file share as well. So the next one, this simple project is to build a serverless function with Azure Function. So just like we have the Lambda in AWS, Azure Function allows us to create a serverless system. We're searching for Azure apps and we create a runtime stack, maybe JavaScript or C# for the hosting plan. Then we set up this function, create an HTTP trigger, we deploy code and write this function code. So we're going to do like a simple setup program for Azure Functions and try to deploy it and see how exactly a serverless system works. Then the next sixth one we have here is to automate a resource deployment using ARM template. So if instead of us trying to use CLI or to use Azure Portal to create a virtual machine, you could actually write all our stuff or all our parameters in a JSON file. Then we kind of run this JSON script so it creates our resources by itself. So we could actually have several templates, then we can then link them together, or we just have one Azure resource template, then create all resources from right from that particular template. So first is to use the quick start template we have, then choose or write an ARM template using JSON templates from scratch. So we may not really need to start from scratch because it's kind of bulky, but then we could actually just try to build a simple virtual machine or storage account using the ARM template by default. Next one we have here is the seventh one, which is to build a simple Azure SQL database and connect to it. So Microsoft Azure has SQL database services. You could actually build SQL database from the Azure portal, and you connect probably your storage account into it so you can fetch logs, data logs, and stuff like that. And you can also create a firewall settings for your storage, your blob storage, your SQL database system services. Then you can connect the database to other resources like your data studio or your SQL server management studio. Um, then you can also create a table and insert data, run the SQL queries to create tables and insert data as well. So we're going to just do a simple project now to go about this. So for those of you running backend website, you could actually use this to keep all um, your database files, so like your structured query files in it, and that's there. And this brings us to the next project, which is create an API with Azure API management. For API is application package interface. So application program interface services also are available in Microsoft Azure. We can actually create an API. You can use template or import from a Swagger file. So if you have an existing Swagger file, you could actually import that. Then you can configure the API using the API keys or the OAuth, which is maybe from your social media authentications or your local credentials auth. Then use the developer portal to test the API to verify if it's working fine. So all these projects are what we're going to do subsequent videos coming forward. Then second but not the least is to set up an Azure monitor to track resource performance. So you could actually use this to check for your performance of the resources in your subscription. You kind of search for insights, your virtual machines, operation or performance for maybe your storage account, and it kind of sends you an alert. So this alert can actually be set for a particular threshold of like say 80%. So if your VM is currently running so much, it's kind of about to spike, it gives you more like an alert on your Azure monitor. You can actually have it in your dashboard as well, so you could see all this pictorially. Then also you cannot use analyze logs by using log analytics, which can actually still send you all these log analytics in your Azure workspace. So the log analytic workspace can actually still drop all these logs for you for future reference. Then last one we have in this place is to implement a load balancer with Azure Load Balancer. So basically Azure Load Balancer is one of the resources that allows you to manage identical VMs, more like VMSS, for example. So the VMSS can actually kind of share their loads across themselves using the load balancer. So we're going to create a load balancer, configure the public or IP or private IP regions type. Then we can also create the backend pool by adding specific virtual machines at the backend pool. Then when you create the backend pool, automatically you get to have a front-end IP, which is going to be the IP we use to connect to those VMs. Then we create the Earth probe, and we also set up a load balancing rule at the end of the day, which allows us to manage the traffic and distribute those traffic between those backend pool VMs. Then we're going to test the load balancer using public IP, which is automatically, like I said earlier, the front end IP of the load balancer, just to ensure that the traffic are evenly distributed. So lastly, these steps will give you foundational experience across the key Azure services and incremental build your cloud engineering skill. So feel free to let me know if you need any more details on specific steps or services. You could actually still connect with me on my LinkedIn, but then I have my YouTube channel here, which is where I'm going to be dropping all my content. So feel free to go to YouTube /at the Cloud Journey HQ to connect. So for those of you wondering how you could get this link, so you can actually use this as like your getting started journey. I already have this in this tab here, and I called it the bit.ly/the Cloud HQ 2024. So you can actually use this as your New Year resolution for 2025. When you come to this, your browser, type in this, then you press enter. It kind of loads up the environment where you could just access all the resources regarding the GitHub repo for Azure Cloud Project as a beginner. Then regarding my next approach for or the major giveaway for today's video, I already have a form here, so I'm going to access this form just first to see what we have. Then let me preview, so just to see what I've got for you. So the giveaway is for us to fill up this form, which is, hey amazing subscribers, is indeed the last Friday for the month of November. So that being said, I intend to share some freebies with my loyal subscriber, and just a free benefit, and it could actually be to get access to one of my Office 365 premium benefits, $50 Azure subscription access for your projects, right? You have GitHub enterprise access as well. So real quick stuff you need to do is just to comment on any of my previous videos, at least 5 of them. Just comment probably something like nice stuff, nice content, just appreciate the good works. You can actually like on the video as well, so it actually allows me to pull your identity based on your interaction with my videos for the selection process. Then optional, you could actually still share this video on my IG or on your IG or X, and you can tag cyberwiz24 and then fill up this form below. Currently I just have about 5 slots, but then there's possibility of increasing to 10 slots. So just drop your name on this place, give your email address and your phone number. Then you select this specific benefit you feel you may be interested in, just in case then you can also comment with this as well, just to share a comment regarding what next or what thing you feel I should do better. Then you submit. Alright, so that's just that about that. I'll be looking forward to receiving your feedback while we grow this tech journey together. Alright, so let me show you a walkthrough of how to engage my YouTube channel. So the first thing is to come to this environment where my YouTube channel is, using this link. Then search for the desired videos. So let's say, for example, I've chosen this major 5 core videos. So all you need to do is to right click on this, then click on new tab, then right click on this, click on new tab, then as well on this. Well, so there are actually just 5 you can do at minimum. So once you've done these 5 of them, you then come to the tab, each of the tab, then you can then go to comment, just wait for it to load. You click on like button. Yeah, it's already liked, so you can just give your comment, say something like this. Nice stuff. So you can just copy this comment as well, depending on your comment, right? Then once you paste it in, all right, so the paste, yeah, it's populate for you, right? Cool. All right, then you're gonna go to the next one. I'm gonna mute this. Then identify, ensure it's liked as well. Then go to comment, to just comment on it. Then you see it's populate as well at the comment section, right? You see this? All right. So let's comment on this third one.
Good day, everyone. So my name.
So just hold on. It's populate comment environments. Okay. So I can also use the opportunity to comment on this one. Okay, just like it. Then see this one.
So today, you're welcome to my YouTube channel, and I still remain your.
So I don't want to comment there. Just comment on this as well. Nice stuff or nice content. So I think I'm bored of nice stuff now. Next thing I should just do is just nice content. Then click on like. So ensure it's all liked, so it's easy for tracking. Let me just make it nice content here. Okay. Yeah. Voila. Then that's it. So ensure it's liked, so it's just gonna allow easy tracking. So all right, so that's just how you can interact. Then once you're done with this, you then go to this form, just fill in your details, like say cloud journey HQ, then drop your email address, right? Cloud journey HQ at Gmail. So then your number, maybe 234. Then you can just select which of them. So for me, I'll prefer this, but you could also say others. So maybe cash gifts. All right, that's if you believe cash gifts can come true, though. Then yeah, just well done. All right, so you just click on submit button. Then you see that's it. All right, thank you very much for this, and I'll see you. So see you in my next video on how we start up with our first project or simple website hosting with Microsoft Azure App Service. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, click the notification bell icon, and subscribe to this channel. See you in my next video, and bye for now.